Hi, this is Anita with VideoFitnessCoach.com. I want to talk to you today about increasing your knowledge about weight loss and fitness and exercise and better health. I pulled some of the books off of one of my shelves. These are some of my weight loss books, and this isn't even every one that I own. This is just some books that I had on one shelf, and I want to show you some of my favorites. Now, one of the things that is the biggest problem, has been the biggest problem for me, and I think for a lot of people, is just too much appetite. You just feel like if you eat something 2 hours later or 1 hour later, you're hungry again, so you eat something else, then you're hungry again. Or if you don't want to eat again, then you feel like you're going hungry for hours in between meals. And that has been my problem always. When I was a kid, my mom used to say, "Your eyes are bigger than your stomach." And that really wasn't true. I really could eat everything that my eyes wanted to eat. My stomach was big enough to hold all of it. And I just seemed to want to eat 24 hours a day. Well, one of the books that I read several years ago, in fact, it was one of the first weight loss books that I read when I first started studying weight loss, and this was even before I got my sports nutrition consultant certification, was this book by Joe Davis, and it's called Ultra Fit. And it's just a little paperback book, and it's about his story. Joe Davis is a doctor, he's a medical doctor, and it's about his story with his own fitness, because he was a bodybuilder, and then also with many hundreds of patients that he had that had problems with their weight. And this entire book is based on the premise that if you will put protein in your diet several times a day, eat some type of protein, that it will bring down your appetite. And what he suggests, because you can't always just grab some tuna and eat it, or especially if you work somewhere, what he suggests are getting protein tablets like this, and you have to know exactly what you're looking for. And in this book, he explains exactly what to ask for when you go to the health food store. Now, I bought these from GNC. This is the GNC brand, but you can buy them in lots of brands. And this bottle, this size, was $16.99. So they're not cheap, okay, but they are real food. This is protein that's been concentrated down into a tablet, and his theory, and it does work, I've done this for years, off and on, is that if you will take 3 or 4 or 5 of these tablets, even up to 7 at a time, you can take as many as you want. Each one of these tablets is equal to, let me see if I can remember this, 3 grams of protein, without reading the whole label and taking a long time here. But I think 3 tablets, is 3. And, but anyway, it tells you when you read on the label. So you know how many grams of protein you're getting. So you can take several. It's not like you can overdose on these, okay? And so you would take them maybe every 2 hours, or during those times a day, maybe 10 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when you have that appetite coming on and you need to wait a little longer before you eat your next meal. And so this does work. And this is a book that I highly recommend. Now, when we were talking about sugar and carbs on one of my podcasts a month or 2 ago, I recommended buying some books from Amazon on glucose and the glycemic index. And so I even bought a new book. I haven't read it yet. This is called The New Glucose Revolution, and it's the authoritative guide to the glycemic index. So that's a good book that you can buy. I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't actually read it, but it looks good. And then some other books that I have that you might want to look for. This was my textbook for my sports nutrition certification. It's called Nutrition for Serious Athletes. And then I have several Kenneth Cooper books. You can buy anything by Kenneth Cooper and it's going to be good. This is Advanced Nutritional Therapies. Oh, and this is one of my favorite books. This is Oprah's book, but it's actually not Oprah's book. It's actually Oprah's trainer's book. Her trainer's name is Bob Green. This is a picture of him right here on the cover. And he's been her trainer for years. Actually, I think there's more than one book now. I think this is the first one. I think there's another one that has come out. But this is an excellent book. Anything by Bob Green, you need to go buy. He's wonderful. And then I have some other good books. This is Secrets of Living Fat-Free. Fit for Life, of course, famous book. It's been around forever. And then I have two McDougall books. John McDougall is a doctor, and his programs are mainly for heart health. Okay, so there's a Healthy Heart book by McDougall, and here's one on maximum weight loss. And then this is a book that I picked up by Prevention Magazine called Lose Weight Naturally. And I've browsed through this book, and that book has a lot of good ideas in it too. I also have Thin Within, How to Eat and Live Like a Thin Person. And then I haven't read it yet, but I picked up on one of the, this book came from the library. Sometimes you'll be at the library and they'll have books that they're selling for 50 cents or $1 or something like that they're getting off the shelf. And so this was Jenny Craig's book. So I picked that up, and I haven't had a chance to read that one, but I'm interested in reading Jenny Craig. I had a friend last year that went on the Jenny Craig program, which is quite expensive, but it does work. If you had something coming up, like let's say you had to lose weight to be in a wedding, or something like that, and you had a month to do it. Well, that's when I would suggest something like the Jenny Craig program, because you'll pay a lot of money for it, but you will generally lose weight. It all boils down to the calorie. They're going to keep you on a very low calorie, low fat diet, and of course when you do that, you're going to lose weight. Well, anyway, those are just some of the books that I wanted to show you, and all of this information and everything that I tell you can be found online. You can go online. Two of my favorite websites are webmd.com and intelehealth.com, and I go on those websites all the time. I was suggesting to my students the other night, whenever you go to the doctor and let's say you're prescribed some new medicine that you need to start taking, you always need to go home immediately and go online and check out that drug. Check out, see if it has any contraindications or something like that. See if there are any other medicines that it doesn't go with, or any foods that don't go with that medicine. And be sure and do your own research, because you can't depend on your doctor to tell you everything these days, because they're taking so many patients through their office during the day, and it is likely that they're going to miss something. And so you have to be responsible for your own health in that regard. Well, I hope this has helped you. If you would like some more information on the protein tablets, I'll go ahead and give you the name of these, because you do need to buy exactly the correct thing when you go into GNC or the health food store. This is called Amino Burst 3000. But when you go in, you would just ask for protein in a tablet, because that's all it is. So that's as simple as it is. And if the clerk at the health food store has been there very long, they'll know where it is and they'll know what you're talking about. Well, thanks for joining me. Please go to videofitnesscoach.com and sign in, and you'll get information about health and weight loss and fitness and all the fun things that we talk about every week on Video Fitness Coach. Thanks for joining me. Have a fit day. Bye-bye.